Very good morning, my dear students. Now we'll continue with the next topic in our highway engineering, that is steps in highway project. So, in previous lecture, what we have studied the factors which influences the design of highway project and the requirements. Okay, these things we have studied in our previous video lecture. So today we study about steps in new highway project and continued part of that one. Steps in new highway project, that is map study, reconnaissance survey, preliminary survey, location of final alignment, detailed survey, material survey, design, earthwork, pavement construction, in that is preparation of subbase, subgrade, subbase and surface course. So this is in the pavement construction. Pavement construction means whatever the road you are going to construct, it includes the subgrade, subbase and surface course thereafter. Okay, construction control, that is quality check during the construction and test on pavements like unevenness, camber, super elevation and extra widening. These are the steps which are going to follow in construction of new highway project. So first step what we are doing is we are going to study the map study. So there is a map available. Okay, so in that map we are going to check the alignment of the road. So for the alignment of the road, again there are various factors. Yesterday we have studied various factors which has to be considered in the giving the central alignment of the road, isn't it? What are those factors? So we have studied here. See, so these are the things. Whether there is valley is there, any or hill is there, what is the alignment of the vertical alignment, horizontal alignment, what is the elevation, and whether nearby any vicinity, any one place is there, so that we can connect it. So all those things, whatever so far you have studied, these things we should keep it in mind in giving the alignment of the road, that will have to do in a map study, that we can see it from the map study. So map study, careful study of map will give the alignment of the road. So you can get 2-3 proposals, so 2-3 ways or 2-3 routes for the destination. Okay, and reconnaissance survey we are going to study detail about all those 3-4 variety of the or different types of variety of the routes, and we are going to study the detail about all those things. And in the preliminary survey we are checking which one is going to be the economical one, which route will be the economical one. So where we are doing in the preliminary survey, so we are going to check the cost and we are going to check the quality and we are going to check the life duration of that one. So all those factors, by considering all the factors we are going to decide so which route will be the economical one. And location of final alignment means in that the whatever the route you are going to finalize, in that route you are going to mark the center line of that route. So center line, that is profile leveling and a cross section leveling. If you are going to mark the center line, so with the help of that further the profile leveling is going to be carried out to know the elevation of the profile of that road. So here should be the how much cutting will be there, how much filling will be there. These things you are going to know from the profile and cross section leveling. In the cross section leveling, for every 10 meter or 50 meter 10-20 meter intervals, usually in big projects at every 50 meter intervals, there is a cross leveling has been done for 5, 10, 15 meter on left hand side, 5, 10, 15 meter on the right hand side. So for our extent survey, we are doing for 10-meter intervals, but for projects, bigger projects, we are doing for 50-meter to 100-meter of the intervals. For those intervals, we are going to check the cross section of the cross section leveling. Okay, this is done in the location survey, location of the final alignment. Then detailed survey. Again, further whatever the materials nearby vicinity, which materials available, and these things we have studied in the detailed survey and material survey. Then we have finally we came to know that, so the what should be the elevation, how much should be the camber, how much should be the super elevation, how much should be the wide road winding should be given. All those things we are going to do in the design. Then further earthwork means that cutting or filling, that work has been carried out. Further, there is pavement construction, how the pavement has been constructed. First we are going to provide a subgrade. In the subgrade we are going to provide with the metals. Metal means boulders will be there. That boulders are going to lie on the ground and make it level with the roller. Make it level. And then subbase means again the moram is going to fall, and this what aggregates are going to be line, that is comes under in the subbase. Then the surface course, afterwards the surface, the if it is a asphalt road, asphalt surface coat has been coming on that subbase course. This is pavement construction. After the pavement construction, we'll have to check the quality. What is the quality of the work? So in quality checking during the construction means we are going to check the density. I think you all learned about the density Proctor's test. If not, in highway engineering lab we are going to study the density of the road, and bitumen quality you are going to check. Okay, all those things. Testing about the materials you are doing, and testing on the pavements like unevenness, whether it is how much even it is, and again you are going to check the camber. So camber is to provide the to flow of water. So whatever the rain water should not accumulate on that road. For that proper draining up of that water, we are going to provide the camber. Okay, camber, you can observe the in a width of the road, the center will be at higher level and sides will be at the lower level. So that height is called as camber. Okay, why we are making it center height means the whatever the water is going to be fall on that road, that should be flow outwards, and further the drainage will be provided on the edges of these or at the end of the road. So through that drainage the water should flow. The water should not percolate into the our road. That is the camber. And a super elevation. Super elevation is the one which is going to provide at the cross corner curves, So at the curves, what happens is, to maintain the design speed, super elevation has to be provided so that the easy movement of the vehicles. And extra widening. So in case of curves, we are going to provide the extra widening so that to take a turn with the design speed. So these designs you are going to do in this next module, that is in second module, and you are going to provide like how much camber is to be provided, how much super elevation is to be provided, and how to calculate the extra widening. These things you are going to study in your next module. Clear? Next is the necessity of the realignment. There are why the realignment has to be done. So already when the road has been constructed, further there is a chances of the realignment. So why realignment has to be done? So there are the things, some of the necessary things are there here. So we'll go through one by one here. Improvement of the horizontal alignment design elements such as radius, super elevation, transition curve, clearance on inner side of the curve of shifting the curve to provide adequate side distance, elimination of the reverse curve and undesirable zigzag. So how then we will have to do the realignment to improvement of the horizontal alignment design elements such as radius to improve the radius of the curve. So why the radius of the curve is to be improved means to maintain the design speed. If the vehicle is to be moved with a whatever the design speed, if it is 60, if he has to maintain a 60 km speed at the curves also, there the radius of the curve should be designed properly. Radius of the curve, superelevation, these to be designed properly so that he can maintain a design speed of 60 km. If it is designed for 60 km, if it is designed for 80 km, it has to maintain 80 km speed at the curves. Okay. The elements which has to be considered is radius of the curve, super elevation, and the transition curve, and also adequate side distance, and elimination of reverse curve and undesirable zigzag. There should not be zigzag in the road. Next, improvement of vertical alignment design elements like steep gradients, changes in summit curves to increase side distance, correction of undesirable undulations like humps. And one more thing is to improvement of the vertical alignment design elements. The vertical alignment in this we are having the steep gradient and a gradual gradient. So in case steep gradient, it is very difficult for vehicles, it is very uncomfortable, not difficult, it is for some vehicles it is very uncomfortable to uh, move along that road, move along that path. Okay. For that they are going to make the changes in the gradient of the road. So if it is too steep, they are going to make it as a gradual gradient they are going to provide, and summit curves to increase the side distance. And summit curves, this design will also be there in the second module. Summit curves means maybe you feel in some of the cases in a hilly regions, when you are going to reach the top, whenever you are doing the upwards movement, you can't see on the other side of the road what is coming or going, so that you are not sometimes it is not visible properly. For that, the summit curves has to be provided so that the vehicles from the opposite side, whatever it is coming, it should be visible for the driver. So that only summit curve has to be designed, that is to increase the side distance. Okay. And correction of undesirable undulations like humps. So there are, you know that you may feel these difficulties in moreover in these roads. There are various humps are going to be provided. If whenever it is not required, also in such cases also they are going to provide the humps. So to remove such humps, it is necessary, the alignment is necessary here. Raising the level of the portion of a road which is subjected to flooding, submergence, or waterlogging during monsoons. This problem you are seeing more oftenly during the rainy season. What happens is they are constructing they are constructing or they are making the road. After that there is some part of the time the water from due to flooding or due to heavy rain, the water is going to accumulate on the lower levels, isn't it? So if it accumulates on the entire road, then it will be very difficult for to travel along that road, so that for that purpose, to avoid such conditions, the alignment and that portion of the road has to be raised. Level of that road should be raised to avoid such waterlogging into that area. So for example, live example in Belgaum, if you want to see, is in near to our Kolhapur circle, towards RTO circle, at just 100 meter or just 50 to 100 meter distance from Kolhapur circle, there is a water logging in that. So this will be there and throughout the monsoon season. So it is very difficult for the travelers to cross that road. Okay. Reconstruction of weak and narrow bridges and culverts, and changes in waterway at locations slightly away from the existing site. Here we are doing, in some of the cases, what happens is some of the roads are uh, very weak. So means after using that, the road get deteriorated. So such cases we need to do the realignment, and whenever there is a narrow bridges and culverts are there, that changes has to be done. Construction of over bridges or under bridges at suitable locations across the railway line in place of level crossing or across another road to provide grade separated intersection. Uh, this is construction of over bridges or under bridges at suitable locations. So whenever there is a crossing of railways or any crossings will be there, it will be very difficult for the passengers to travel. So for example, live example, if you want to give is, your one thing is railway overbridge. For easier movement of the railway and vehicles, the railway overbridge has been constructed, isn't it? So for that also realignment has to be done. And another example, if you want, is at the third gate, what earlier again the railway crossing is there at the third gate. So in most of the vehicles are going to travel from this RPD2 towards this Udyambag, isn't it? So there will be heavy traffic on both the side of the road. Okay, so to avoid that one, what we should do is, in nowadays this has been overbridge has been constructing now. Okay, this is your live example what you can do. So here the realignment is necessary here, isn't it? Construction of bypass to avoid the road running through the town or city. And this is construction of bypass. So this situation you are going to see in the cities which are having more traffic. So best example for this is the Hyderabad. In Hyderabad city, we are having ring road. So bypass is given in terms of ring road. So there are various approaches to that city, and for easier movement of that one, they have constructed the ring road, so that whatever the vehicle is going to move, if he does not want to enter into the city, he will enter through the ring road and he will directly exit from the city. So there is no need of entering into the city and making the city to the congested. Okay, so this construction of bypass roads, so you in various things, in I think in Belgaum also bypass is there. So these bypasses are providing to make the city not to be congested, not to make heavy traffic on that roads. Bypass is necessary. For that also again the realignment of that road has to be done. And also one more thing is in case of defenses.